to another edition of Thunderdome!
Welcome to the Mad Max Minute, where it seems we've taken a wrong turn at Albuquerque and found ourselves in Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, 1 minute at a time. I'm Rick.
And I'm Julia.
And today we're talking about minute 51, which begins with George Miller putting that Warner Brothers money to good use. And it ends with Max suddenly waking up to children in his face. Wrapping up this week with us are none other than our drawstring toy experts, John and Jeb from the Toy Story Minute podcast.
That's me.
Yep, we are experts on all things drawstring toy.
Yep, gotta draw some strings. It's really easy because it's just a line.
Yeah. Unless you want to get more detail, I suppose. But yeah, different folks.
Eagle-eyed watchers will have noticed that at the tail end of minute 50, Scrooloose pulled out a Bugs Bunny toy.
Yes.
Not only is this a Bugs Bunny toy, but it is a Bugs Bunny pull string toy. And I did a little bit of digging about the toy itself, but before we get into that, I figure it might be worth going over just who Scrooloose is, but more specifically, who Scrooloose is played by. He's played by a guy named Rod Zwanek, and he is best known for this role in Thunderdome. He was also in 2 episodes of the TV show Hey Dad. He was also in the 2003 movie Danny Deckchair and the 1987 movie The Tale of Ruby Rose.
So he just picks movies based on how weird their titles are.
It would seem. Rod Zwanek was born in 1968 in Sydney, making him about 16 years old during this film. He made his debut in a film called Fast Talking from 1984, which also starred Mad Max series alum Steve Bisley and also Tracy Mann. That same year, he was also in a movie called Lorca and the Outlaws, which we mentioned way back in minute 3 when we were being introduced to Jedediah Jr.
Oh, wow.
Following Beyond Thunderdome, Zwanek worked pretty consistently in movies and television up until about 2012, and then he just kind of dropped off from there.
It's a tough world out there.
Yeah. I mean, he still had a pretty long career.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, not bad.
How old is he
years?
in this movie?
Pretty much 16.
Okay, yeah, and that's still, that's a solid up until he's in his 30s. Or not quite. Yeah, in his 30s. So, that's,
not bad.
A good couple decades.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't think there's anything bad about it.
Nothing to
Sneeze at.
Yeah, nothing to sneeze at.
Nothing to pull a drawstring at.
There you go.
Yeah. So getting back into the minute proper, for anyone unfamiliar with the character that Scrooloose is holding, where have you been?
Forever and ever and ever.
This is an old character. This is Bugs Bunny.
Buggenstein Bunny.
He was created by Tex Avery and Bob Givens. He first officially appeared in a 1940 Merry Melody cartoon titled A Wild Hare opposite his nemesis, the hunter Elmer Fudd. Bugs was originally voiced by Mel Blanc from the character's inception in 1940 up until the actor's death in 1989, and then since then he's been voiced by several other actors who are not really as prolific as Mel Blanc, because Mel Blanc was the king of voiceover.
I don't think there's ever going to be a voice actor as prolific as Mel Blanc.
Yeah.
Maybe Frank Welker. Maybe. Ooh. He's up there, though. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the toy itself, it's pretty beat up. It's pretty dirty.
Are those boots on it?
Those are its feet.
Oh.
The toy has a hard plastic head and a soft body. And so I was able to identify it as the 1971 model of the Bugs Bunny talking pull string toy made by Mattel.
Nice.
Yep.
Wow.
This particular toy actually has a total of 8 different sayings. We hear in this minute, "What's up, Doc?" and "Hey, take me with you." But he also says, "What a cute bunny." "Hi, I'm Bugs Bunny." "What's cookin', Doc?" "I love carrots." "You're a cute bunny." And finally, "I like you."
So based on this, what Scrooloose knows about Bugs Bunny is his name is Bugs Bunny. He knows some sort of doctor. And he cooks things and flirts.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, that's kind of Bug Bunny.
That's the long and short of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he likes carrots.
Other than his complicated relationship with Elmer.
Yeah. Well, he flirts with him too.
A little bit.
This particular Bugs Bunny doll is really dirty and really beat up, though.
Yeah.
Like, you can go on eBay right now, and you can search for 1971 Bugs Bunny pull string toy, and you can find some really good quality ones that were definitely well taken care of.
See, now why didn't Scrooloose just do that?
Yeah, he should have just gone onto eBay. This guy was not thinking.
I like that he says that they use the "What's up, Doc" not only because it's like the Bugs Bunny phrase, but because like it's already kind of a nonsense phrase. Like I looked up "What's up, Doc," and the origin of it is basically like, yeah, it just seemed like a decent thing to say. I think it's partially inspired by a Clark Gable movie that inspired a lot of Bugs Bunny's mannerisms, but mostly it's just like, yeah, he's just saying like "sup," except for some reason he calls them Doc.
Maybe he's like saying like sarcastically "Doc" because you're not smart enough to be a doctor. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
I just came up with that just now.
Hey, you got your MD yet, Doc?
If not, you're stupid.
Bugs Bunny's never that upfront about his mean. He's very mean sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
But he's never, like, up in your face mean.
Right.
Yeah.
Just, it's the kind of mean that, like, he'd walk away and then he'd be like, wait a second, did he just... And then he'd be like, then you'd get mad.
You guys are familiar with toy reselling from the fact that you were talking about Toy Story 2.
Yes.
On eBay, if you're looking for this specific toy, you can find unboxed versions of the Bugs Bunny pull string doll toy for only $10.
Whoa.
But if you want him in the box, sealed in the box, you're looking at about $140.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, that's no Woody's Roundup Gang, but...
Right. Throw a couple more zeros on there and we might be talking business.
Yeah, that's in yen, right? Oh, dollars.
Dollars.
Yeah. Yeah, this is good. This is I like this bunny and I want him.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll spend that $10.
Maybe I'll spend that $140.
Oh, well, I'll spend another like $1 on a box and put him in there and no one will know the difference. Just a cardboard box.
But then just write Bugs Bunny on it.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I was pretty impressed by the fact that this Bugs Bunny was still working, which I really shouldn't have been because he was from an era when everything was very analog. Like, this Bugs Bunny is not like Buzz Lightyear. He doesn't run on batteries. It's not like he's got electronic buttons that are going to wear out.
Right.
I spent probably more time than is reasonable researching how these old toys work.
Oh, you didn't have to do that. Thomas Edison invented them.
Yeah.
He put a wax cylinder inside a little dolly that sang, what was the song? Twinkle Twinkle Little Stars, or was it Mary Had a Little Lamb? One of those.
Yeah.
And it was really interesting the way, because recording en masse with wax cylinders back then was really difficult because you couldn't copy something. So what they would do with any recording is they would just put a bunch of wax cylinders around something and record them all at once. So like an orchestra would play surrounded by them. Or in the case of these dollies, women who he hired would just like spend all day going like, okay, setting up the wax cylinder saying, "Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are." And they sound so bored doing it because they do it like hundreds of times a day. It's like if I had $1 for every time I said this, then this would be my job.
Hey, which it is.
Probably less than that, but
because yeah.
Yeah. Also, dollars were worth more back then.
Yeah, thanks inflation.
Yeah. Thanks Obama.
Thanks Obama. Oh, bummer, more like.
Yeah. Killed the pull string industry.
So true.
Yeah.
Well, millennials did that, actually.
Yeah. So it's all mechanical, though.
Mm-hmm.
There's no electricity or anything involved. Woody's never ever going to run out of batteries. Because his technology predates batteries. And same with Bugs Bunny. Like, he'll get worn out because, obviously the recording itself will wear out, but he's going to be fine.
Yep, inside every pull string toy of this era, there's no wax cylinder. Instead, it's a plastic disc that has the recordings pressed into it very much like a vinyl record. Mm-hmm. And so as you pull on that string, it pulls on a spring, and the spring drives the disc. The disc doesn't spin too fast because the disc is connected to a speed governor. And so as the speed governor keeps the disc from spinning too fast, there's a little needle on that disc reading it just like a record. And then that needle is connected to an amplifying speaker. So that's why you can hear it so clearly.
And the speed disc often is the thing that wears out fastest, which is why you get things like, well, I guess this is different because it's electronic. What are those bears that read stories to you?
Teddy Ruxpin?
Teddy Ruxpin, yes! Like speaking really slowly and creepily because they get worn out.
Yeah.
But when it's electronic, there's a lot more room for error. So you also get great fun things like randomly laughing like they're Alexas or something. Like Furbies who won't shut up while you're trying to sleep.
And it's like people wonder why kids grew up so terrified of like their toys coming to life or like scary things like that.
Well, it's because of Toy Story, first of all.
Well, that. But also, no, just because, like, scared of, like, their toys, like, staring at them or whatever. It's because eventually their voices get just so creepy that they just become scary instead of, like, the lovable, cuddly thing it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ends up being, like, from a horror movie.
Yeah, because it wears down. I mean, one of the quintessential horror movie things is a kid saying something creepily.
Mm-hmm.
Even if, like, the kid doesn't even know it. Like, famously, the kid in The Shining didn't know that he was making a horror movie.
Right.
Like, all you have to do is just put it in the right context.
They're here.
Yeah. And that's kind of, I think, what it's like for Max, because he's scared of all these chillins.
Mm-hmm. He was scared, too.
Yeah. He was scared stupid, like Ernest.
Yeah.
We go from Scrooloose playing with Bugs Bunny. We fade to Max lying asleep inside of a tent as Savannah uses a knife to cut his hair.
Yeah, this is like a shaving kind of thing. It's really interesting. I like it.
I have a question/concern about her methods.
Uh-huh.
It seems time-consuming. Her method seems fairly slow.
Well, she doesn't have scissors or anything.
But she's only cutting his hair about halfway. But we know by the end of this minute, we see that he's got fairly close cropped hair.
Mm-hmm.
So why is she wasting time cutting half his hair off? Shouldn't she just go for...
Well, she wanted him to look in the mirror first and then tell her if he wanted a little more off the top.
Yep.
a little more off the sides?
Yeah.
It just seems inefficient the way she's doing it.
Well, what she was probably doing is she was probably using a knife that wasn't as sharp to take care of the longer parts of his hair, just to get the extra bulk off, so that way she could go in with a sharper knife and do a closer cut without having to worry about dulling the blade when there's a ton of hair. So that way Max doesn't wake up with like half of his head cut close and half of his head still long.
Yeah. Now Savannah goes a shortening Max's hair. Savannah goes a shortening. Sorry, that's a dumb reference that I made.
Yep.
Noble effort.
But, I mean, especially with this dull knife, because if it wasn't super dull, she would risk cutting herself.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, was that makes me feel a little bit better, the fact that you think she was using a dull knife, because she was cutting directly toward herself. Not smart.
Yeah, I imagine she's probably got like a sharpened rock or something like this at this point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I mean, they obviously have some way to shave themselves because Savannah doesn't have any body hair. So they're obviously shaving.
Well, we don't see like her up in her armpits much, do we?
We get a really good look at her legs when she first comes upon Max.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Not a single hair.
Do you think that might be like radiation based? Like when all the bombs went off, like...
That only her head was covered and the rest of her body was irradiated?
Could be. Maybe she was wearing shorts that day and the gamma radiation came through and blasted through and now she's got like legs that she doesn't have to shave.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of an in-universe explanation, but there's not really one.
Perks of living in a post-apocalyptic
Instead of the real
wasteland.
reason of, misogyny.
Yeah.
Maybe she waxes.
Maybe she's born with it.
Maybe maybe she found a bunch of...
She's born with a rare genetic defect, which means that she cannot grow hair on her legs.
Just her legs, yeah.
I can get on board with how good her skin looks. Her skin is beautiful.
Yeah, that's a thing in all the...
That's just coconut oil.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. The plane was actually shipping a lot of coconut oil and Nair, so...
And all that stuff is good for your skin. So, of course, their skin is gorgeous.
That's, of course, a child who raised herself from the age of like 4 or 5 would definitely have perfect skin.
That's right, because these movies are 100% realistic in every way.
That's what I'm seeing so far.
Right down to the gamma radiation that means she can't grow any body hair.
Yep. But she can still have children, apparently.
Apparently.
Yep.
They come out perfect and healthy.
Well, I wouldn't say perfect and healthy.
Finn McCoo was in dire need of chapstick.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I was going to say, isn't Finn McCoo, doesn't he have like some sort of disability too? Or was that someone else?
No.
No, Finn's good.
Yeah, Finn's good.
Oh, okay. So he's not the one who spoiler alerts later in the movie. That's Gecko, isn't it? Okay. I don't want to spoil Joe.
Yeah, don't spoil me.
Something happens with a kid who's like somewhat disabled. And I
You mean Gecko?
is it Gecko who that spoiler alerts in the movie later?
Technically, yes.
Okay.
I won't get into it, but technically, yes. There'll be plenty of time for us to talk about that later.
Cool.
Okay.
Jeb, don't pay attention to anything we're saying right now.
Oh, I won't. Don't you worry.
So as we pull back from Savannah cutting Max's hair, it doesn't matter exactly how, but we also see that Eddie from earlier and another child that is sitting in shadow so we can't see their face, but they're sitting there and they're... Say what?
It's Gus.
Gus?
Gus. Eddie and Gus are playing with the monkey.
Oh, you got that from the book.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
Gotcha. So Gus is the shadow child.
Well, yes.
They're just... who is it picking up the hair? Is that what they're doing with the hair?
All right, so Savannah is setting the hair aside, and as you mentioned, there is an arm that reaches into the hut and steals the hair. There are some people who say that this is Scrooloose reaching in to grab the hair, but it's not Scrooloose.
It's Mr. Skyfish.
Yep, you can tell because of the wing.
I can tell because it was in the book.
Well, that's just cheating.
It's not.
Yeah, that's not fair. Oh, the wing.
Oh, you do see the wing. Okay. I
Okay.
thought that was part of the outfit when I was first looking at it.
Yeah, there's only one kid that runs around with little wings.
What does he use the hair for?
Now, in the book, he passes it out to the other kids, and I think they kind of keep them almost as talismans.
Oh, that's so creepy.
They really deify Walker, very much so. For one, they think he can fly.
They kill Max at the end of this, right? That's
He's falling out, I'm assuming, to his death, right?
Yeah, that's why he's played by Tom Hardy in the next one.
Yeah, this
Right.
is the end of the movie right
okay.
here.
That explains everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
like
actually-
the next minute that you guys are going to start doing, minute 52, that's the credits, right?
Yeah.
Because he's falling out to his death.
So after the hair cutting and the hair stealing, the screen goes black for like a solid 2 seconds, so time passes. And we fade in from black as Max stirs from his sleep. And you got to get that eye moving thing where his eyes are still closed, but then they just pop open like awake.
Yeah.
Before he sits up, though, you can kind of see on the other side of Max, Eddie, and I think Savannah are like just chilling out over there, like taking a nap or something.
It's not Eddie.
Is it Gus?
No, it's her son.
It's Finn?
It's Finn.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
It looked like Eddie to me.
Okay, what other small child do you think it'd be appropriate for Savannah to spoon?
I mean,
They
she's kind of
weren't
the mother of all
spooning.
They
of
were
them, though.
spooning.
I don't think so.
They were spooning.
I'm not subscribing
to
to your
spoon your kids?
spooning newsletter.
It's
So-
okay to spoon your kids.
Of course it is.
I didn't know.
It's not
I'm
okay
not-
to
I'm
spoon
not a parent.
other random
not a
children, but
kid
it's okay to
spooner.
spoon your
I'm
own
not a
child.
kid's... Yeah, I'm
I
not a...
think of her as the mother of the whole.
She's like the
tribe.
den mother. She's like the
Yeah,
wolf
so she
mother.
can spoon whoever she wants. That's her prerogative.
Prerogative.
Mm-hmm.
Her pierogi.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's not true.
Well, we don't know what their society is like. Like we've said, like they could be like just a spooning society. They could have cuddle puddles every night, and it's not weird.
Anyways, it's Finn.
Okay.
And he's the little spoon, and Savannah is the big spoon.
Aw.
Because Eddie and Gus are still awake playing with the rabbit. Nope, not a rabbit. It's not a rabbit, it's a monkey.
It's a monkey.
Okay, Rocket. Sorry, that's an Infinity War spoiler. Infinity War's been out for a long time by the time this episode drops, so...
In Infinity War, Rocky Raccoon is being played by a monkey, just like how they replaced Mel Gibson with Tom
It's
Hardy. They
Sally
replaced
Ann.
Rocky Raccoon with a monkey.
And how they replaced...
Definitely not.
I thought you were gonna say how they're like something actually relevant to
how they
Infinity
replaced,
War and like Marvel,
War Machine Man,
and how they replaced Edward Norton with Mark Ruffalo.
Well, that was after they replaced whoever with it.
Terrence Howard with Don Cheadle.
No, I was gonna say who was the Hulk in the first Hulk?
Eric Bana.
Oh, Eric Bana, yeah.
No, I mean the Ang Lee Hulk.
Edward Norton.
No, in Ang Lee's Hulk.
Oh.
Eric Bana.
Eric Bana.
Oh, I'm thinking of Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, you're going way back.
Oh, come on.
No. Yeah, when Eric Bana, then once it was like Marvel, they did Edward Norton.
Well, Incredible Hulk kind of wasn't really Marvel until Civil War when they brought back what's-his-face? General Thunderman or whatever. What's the guy?
General Thunderman?
Thunderbolt
General
Ross?
Thunderman.
General Ross! Thunder Ross!
Thunderbolt Ross, yeah.
Thunderbolt, yeah.
Oh my
Thunderman.
gosh.
Wait, did you say in Civil War?
I like the MCU, yeah.
Wasn't?
He was in Incredible Hulk and then not again until Civil War.
Oh, I thought you were saying that the Hulk was in Civil War, and I was like, no, he wasn't.
Yeah, no, that's one of the reasons that
Yeah.
Ross is.
Okay.
When are they going to turn Thunderbolt Ross into Red Hulk? When are we going to get a Red Hulk movie?
When are we going to get a Hulk movie? It's the real question.
Oh, I've read something about this. We're not going to for a long time because
the whole
Marvel.
movie's bad?
No, because Marvel doesn't have the rights to make a Hulk-centric movie.
What?
They just have the rights to
Why
use
not?
him.
They made Incredible Hulk?
What about She-Hulk? Because She-Hulk's pretty awesome.
Something in the language of when they like bought out their rights from who was it that made the old one? Was it Sony or what? Sony was it?
Fox, Sony,
Fox.
one of those.
I think it was Fox. Something in like the language of the contract
Was like you only get the Hulk?
Yeah, you don't get to use the Hulk name.
They used the Hulk name!
No, like in your like movie.
Oh, in the title of it?
Yeah, something like that.
Well, yeah, because I guess we kind of got a Hulk movie with Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, that was Thor and Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Thor,
Thor.
a buddy comedy.
Yeah.
Would Thor be Woody or Buzz in that buddy comedy? Woody. Oh, yeah, because the Hulk is like all messed up for a while, just like Buzz. There we go. Sorry, Mad Max.
Anyway.
We need a She-Hulk movie. That's all I'm going to say about that.
We really do. We need more female-led MCU movies, by which I mean any.
Aren't we getting isn't there going to be a Captain Marvel?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Coming out?
But first she's going to be
Captain
Ant-Man
Marvel.
and the Wasp. That's equality, right? She's kind of tacked on the end of the title.
It should be the Wasp and Ant-Man.
Ant-Man and the White Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
Yep. Yep.
Did you know that Ant-Man himself is a strict Catholic?
Yeah, he doesn't, yeah.
Well, the Paul Rudd Ant-Man is a Catholic. Who was the other one?
I don't know who.
Hank Pym.
Hank
Hank,
Pym. I
yeah.
was trying to come up with the actor. He was actually an Orthodox, Eastern Orthodox Christian.
So now they have the Wasp, yeah.
Yeah, now they have the Wasp, and so they've covered kind of all the iterations of
Christianity
through the years. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So Max woke up at some point.
Yeah.
He opens his eyes and then sits up sharply with this loud gasping grunt type sound. And honestly, who does that? Like, who just, like, I've never...
Timothy Allen.
Yeah,
I've never been in a situation where I've woken up in a strange place and my first instinct was to sit bolt upright in the bed and make a loud gasping noise.
Right.
Here's
Do
my
I remember
theory.
correctly that I gasped awake last night?
Yeah.
And you said something to me like, good morning or something strange.
That's not a strange thing to say to someone.
No,
Yeah,
that's a
that's-
polite thing to say to someone.
Yeah.
But it had something to do with the dream that I was having.
Yeah, I think it's something like
That's
that,
why
or he has
I
sleep
gasped
apnea and his nose got all stuffed up, and so he was gasping, but also
Fair.
having a bad dream.
Yeah.
He needs to have a CPAP machine.
Yeah, where's Max's CPAP?
Needs to go have a sleep study.
Yeah.
That's
He needs
actually
to get
what
his
Mad Max
tonsils
5
removed.
is going to be about.
Mad Max 5, Max gets his tonsils removed.
He has to have one of those masks on, which fits with Tom Hardy, so there you
Yeah.
go. That's actually what the mask in the beginning of Fury Road is his CPAP
CPAP.
thing, yeah.
Good lord.
Yeah, that's actually what he was wearing as Bane, too, so...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Bane just has really weird snoring problems.
I'm starting to think maybe Tom Hardy has,
Sleep apnea?
Yeah.
He's very embarrassed by his CPAP machine, so he's just like...
So he makes it really, really, like, into, like, part of all of the characters.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
He took a page out of Darth Vader's book.
Yeah.
That one's actually... Darth Vader didn't fall in lava. That's a common misconception. He just snores real badly.
Yeah.
And Palpatine had the bunk next to him, so he was like, ugh, this guy.
I read an article, some sleep therapists and whatnot took a look at Darth Vader and decided that he is actually wearing a BiPAP machine, which is a cousin to a CPAP machine.
Yeah, because the C in CPAP stands for cousin.
Yes, it does.
I can imagine Palpatine sitting there be like, did I ever tell you the story of Dr. Plagueis, the sleep technician? He can help you with that breathing issue you have.
You won't hear this from a regular sleep therapist.
You merely adopted the snoring. I was born in it, molded by it.
My wife really hates it. My wife misses Bane.
Is Bane his first name or his last name, or is he one of those?
He's a
one
Cher.
Is he like Cher?
He's got a mononym.
He's like Cher,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
He believes in life after love.
Yeah, in that way.
And that's what the whole movie's about, right?
That's what when people say he's like Cher, or like they're not talking about like they just have one name. It's they believe in life after
Cher
love.
also, little known fact, she has broken Batman's back before. She's actually exceedingly strong.
Oh, that's how Bane is like Cher. Okay.
Yeah.
I was confused.
Broke Batman's back and threw him in that prison.
Yeah.
She gets hopped up on that venom drug, and there's just...
Woo!
Yeah, watch out.
Okay, yeah, now let's switch it over to the better Bane, obviously, the one from Batman and Robin, who just yells all the time.
He likes to yell his own
is
name.
kind of like Poison Ivy there, yeah.
Okay, can I just point out, Tom Hardy played Bane in Dark Knight Rises. Bane gets a lot of his power from the Venom serum, and now Tom Hardy is going to play Venom in the Venom movie. I don't know why they made it, but they're making it.
I'm interested to see that, but...
Yeah, he's putting on some weird American accent, though. I don't know if I like it.
They should have got Topher Grace back for that one.
Oh, come on.
The best Venom ever.
Yeah, Topher. Why can't he just go by Chris? Is there a Chris Grace already?
I don't know.
It's probably
I bet, well, because you know he got famous. How he got famous for when he was like a teenager for doing that 70s show.
Yeah.
I bet he was going through like a weird time in his life where he like,
oh
no, I'm not Chris,
Poor kid.
I'm Topher, and then he got this huge gig, and then he got famous as Topher Grace. So now he's like 30-something stuck as Topher for the rest of his life.
More like, because in that 70s show...
Which 70s show?
That 70s show.
Yeah.
I know it's a 70s show, but which one?
Yeah, not this one, that one, you know?
You know how they smoke a lot of weed in that 70s show?
Yeah, there's
more
like
like Toker Grace.
Oh, nice. Laura Pratt.
Do you remember that they tried to make that 80s show a thing and it died
Did they really?
so quickly?
Yeah.
Did they really?
Oh.
I didn't even know about
Was it a sequel or was it just the same producers?
It was a spin-off. Like, I don't think there was any connective tissue between the two shows. It was just the title, like that 80s show, and it just crashed harder than a 747 in the apocalypse.
That 70s show went on for so long that they were in 1979 for like several seasons when no one watched because Blonde Donna and like Eric and Kelso were removed from the show. And
Yeah, it was not as good. This is upsetting.
What, that 80s show?
That 80s show? No, the fact that the star of that 80s show was Glenn Howerton.
Oh, weird.
That's really upsetting.
Glenn Howerton did a lot of not so successful stuff before.
Before Sunny, but still.
Yeah, before he was in Sunny with a Chance, the Disney show. I think that's a Disney show.
Yeah,
Am I making a reference right? Teens.
Yeah,
Email me.
yeah, you're right. You're
Teens.
correct.
Email me, yes. No, snail mail me, teens.
Teens, hit me up on MySpace.
Get my P.O. box. Blow up my P.O. box.
Oh. Speaking of teens and people being upset, as Max shoots up from his sleep, he gasps or make a loud noise, and it totally frightens two little girls that are just hanging out in that shack.
Are they little girls or is it Eddie and Gus?
I have no idea. I can't tell gender on these children. I think we've well established that.
Just staring
Yeah.
at him? Just like staring?
They were pulling an Edward Cullen and just watching Max sleep.
Well, they deify Walker, so yeah.
I was gonna say, because Mel Gibson used to be quite a sex symbol. Like, they were just like, oh, hey, Mel, what up?
What up, dude?
Yeah.
What up? What up, babe?
Not till he caught a haircut, so this is about the right time for that to start happening.
Yeah. I like how as the two little girls scream and then we cut over to Sally Ann, who is shrieking as well, because the monkey is not going to be left
girl.
out. If there's going to be screaming,
way.
the monkey is going to be involved.
They gotta feature the monkey as much as possible.
Yeah, that's a rule. That actually was a rule way up until, I think it was 97, whenever the first season of Friends ended. That everything had to have a monkey in it.
Yeah.
That's why there's a monkey in the first few seasons of Friends.
There you go.
It doesn't make any sense in it. Yeah. Marcel.
Mm-hmm.
The monkey.
So considering that everybody is screaming at him and he has no idea where he is, Max starts more or less crab walking backwards because he wants to get away from these people. And
Unaware where he is.
yeah, he doesn't realize
Over
his
a
current
cliff,
position. And it
basically.
looks like Savannah kind of leaps up to try and calm him down, but she's not fast enough.
That's not gonna work, dude, lady.
Because Max crab walks right out of that hut.
He crab walks like a real crab, like that fast.
He crab walks until there's no more floor left. Okay, now we have not had a lot of undercranked shots in this movie. There were a ton in Road Warrior and a ton in Mad Max. This might be the first time that we actually see a shot that was filmed at a slower rate and then increased in post to make it look faster.
Yeah. He crawl like a madman. Like a Mad Max man. Sorry.
And even though it's a quick shot, it's weird to see it again.
Yeah. But he falls and he dies, right? That's how this ends, right?
The last second of this minute is just Max falling out of this hut and disappearing out of the frame, and that's it. That's all we see.
Yeah. There's like a bird flying by though, and he's got a rope on him. So the bird will catch him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That rope is going to come in very handy. That's for sure.
Spoilers. Jeff hasn't seen this yet.
Yeah.
This is actually
so
true.
I definitely know what you're referring to.
This rope, obviously.
Yeah, but that the rope
The
is
bird
going
picks
to...
up the rope and flies him out of there, and it's really weird. These are the only 3 minutes with those children in the whole movie. Then he goes back to the Thunderdome, and they're like, "Where were you, Max?"
He was like,
Comma,
I was.
mad.
He's like, I was. And then he looks at the camera and goes, beyond the Thunderdome.
And then he pauses for audience laughter.
I was going to say for dun dun dun.
Oh, yeah, it's the whole movie. It's actually only 55 minutes long.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's...
It's shorter than you'd think. Yeah. It's the shortest one.
So, Jeb, I know you said that you're not allowed to watch the other Mad Max ones, but do you think you have the desire to go back and watch more of this?
Absolutely. I do.
What are your rankings of the movies, Jeb? No, what are your rankings of the minutes? You've seen 3 minutes.
Jeb, how would you rank
I
the
know it's
minutes
pretty-
we've done this week?
It's pretty controversial, but I'm going to go 3, 2, 1.
You mean 51, 40,
51, 40, or 51, 50, 49, excuse me. Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
51 was the
Yeah,
most
I-
directly related to your source material, so it
That's-
makes
yeah.
sense.
I'm going to have to go with 50, 51, 49.
Do you think that Bugs Bunny toy is secretly alive?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, toys are going to outlast humans by so long anyway.
Plastic corrosion awareness.
Yeah, especially the plastic part of him. And we've already seen 2 toys in these 3 minutes that are clearly doing okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, one of them is being impaled and crucified constantly, but other than that. But hey, abuse never made a teddy bear go bad, right?
Right.
Toy
Story
3 coming soon near you.
Yay.
Or minute show
Yeah.
eventually.
Well, I mean, everybody knows that the Mad Max and Toy Story /
Universes are the
Pixar
same.
universes are, the
Yeah,
same.
this is before WALL-E, but after
Yeah.
Cars.
This is sometime between Cars and WALL-E.
Yeah.
What if I haven't seen? Like I said, I haven't seen the end of Mad Max 4 yet. So I'm imagining at the very end, one of the cars goes, "Hey, what you driving me for, bub?" And then the other cars turn to the camera and say, it's a living. Beats working retail.
John, you've got to keep your eyes peeled at the end of Fury Road, there's a Pizza Planet truck.
Yeah. You gotta look for the A113 somewhere in this movie. Yep.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. That really brings us to the end of this week. It's been pretty fun having you guys, I'll admit.
Yeah. This has been a good time.
I'll admit, I didn't
I'll
want
admit.
I was skeptical.
I had my doubts.
I was very doubtful of how enjoyable this week was going to be, but you guys turned me around on it. Where would you like people on the internet to find you?
Once again, well, by the time this comes out, we'll have been on our hiatus after Toy Story 2, but we have 2 whole movies worth of things if you want to go listen to them, folks. Toy Story Minute on everything on the internet.
Nice.
We can find us on Julian Genre or on your podcatcher of choice. And of course, you can follow us on Twitter at Toy Story Minute. We're probably doing some hiatus stuff right now, just in between, occasionally like talking about maybe Buzz Lightyear's Star Command movie or maybe some of the shorts in between. I don't know.
Talk about maybe doing Jerry's Game, I thought.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We have to do Jerry's Game at least, yeah. And then we'll do all that. Yeah. Maybe we can just do, have a sort of longish hiatus and just do all the shorts between 1 and 3, I guess I would say.
That would not be a bad idea.
Do Jerry's Game up through... Jeez, would it be Lifted?
I think so.
What was the short with Toy Story 3? Was it the Clouds one? Or the Volcano one?
Clout one.
Was it the Volcano one?
Yeah, the Twitter Clout one. Oh, man, now I have to look this up. But yeah, we'll be doing that, and we'll eventually start on Toy Story 3, and then maybe
list of Pixar shorts.
Forward. What?
List of Pixar shorts.
Yes, that is several Wikipedia articles named that. Yes.
The one before Toy Story 3 was Day and Night.
Oh yeah, that's the cloudy one's right.
The cloudy one was up, yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna have to do Jerry's Game all the way through Day and Night. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, Day and Night was a really weird one. I like that one.
Yeah, so you have that to look forward to.
Yay!
When you pick up on Toy Story Minute. As for us, we are going to be back on Monday. Max is going to find himself dangling by a rope tied to his leg. Mr. Skyfish is going to try to be helpful by cutting him loose, and then that's just going to lead to Max being quickly surrounded by kids that are just imitating him. Now, if you want more of us and don't want to wait, we've still got Anarchy Road that's running over on our Patreon. You throw $3 at us, you get access to that. This week on Anarchy Road, Maggie is going to get a musical number of her own, Hook is going to get a rude awakening, and Jack is going to be brought to Neverland's very own Broken Clock Museum. So join us for that.
The Mad Max Minute podcast is a fan project by Rick and Julia Ingham.
The Mad Max franchise was created by George Miller and Byron Kennedy, is presented by Kennedy Miller Mitchell Productions, and distributed by Warner Brothers.
Mad Max Minute is produced and edited by Rick Ingham. Our opening music is Verdi's Dies Irae by Daniel Batista of danielbatista.com, and our outro music is We Don't Need Another Hero by MilitiaVox of militiavox.com.
Our home on the internet is madmaxminute.com. You can follow us on Twitter at madmaxminute, like us on Facebook by searching for Mad Max Minute, and join our Facebook listener group, Mad Max Minute Beyond Microphone.
If you'd like to support the podcast, visit madmaxminute.com, where you can check out our TeePublic storefront by clicking the store link, join our Patreon by clicking the support link, or make a one-time donation by clicking the donate link.
Thank you for joining us for Minute 51 of Beyond Thunderdome. We'll see you next time.
Everybody say